everyone. Hello. I'll give everybody a minute to log in. I am live, but I will give everybody a second to come on, so I am going to sit quietly for a second and see how many people log in before I start going into the information. Hold on a second. Hi, Ethel. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Rachel. Let's see if I need my glasses or not. I was going to try and get by without them. All right, let's see. Yeah, I probably have to wear them. You're welcome, Ethel. I'm glad you could find me. You're going to have to excuse me, but I am going to have to read off of my notes because this involves quite a bit of trying to remember what all I need to say today. So normally I can wing it, but I don't want to forget anything because this is very, very important to the healing process. So I am going to be looking down quite a bit at my notes for this. But I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to let the audience build up, and then even if it hasn't built up, I can still go ahead into the process because the whole thing isn't going to take very long, and everybody can still watch the video back, and even if it's not in live time, the healing will still work. But I'd like as many people as possible to watch it live, so we'll still wait a minute or two and see how long it takes for everybody to join. But in the process, while we wait, excuse me, I will talk a little bit about how this works. Nicole, let's see. Okay. Well, they'll find me. All right, let me see on my phone. I just put a reminder on the personal page with the link over to here, so they should be able to find it. Let me see. Since we're waiting anyway, I'll go. Hi, Jen. I'll start in just a moment. I'm going to head back to my personal page. Let's see. Hold on. You know what? I think you're right, Nicole, because I actually went live on the business page, but for some reason it's streaming over there. I don't know why it's doing that. So I'm going to put both links. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Give me just a second. It's stupid because I can't go live on either one from the website itself. I can only go if I do it through the app. All right, let me drop this real quick. Okay. Yeah, I know. I tried so hard to get it to go from the website because that's how I do everything on my laptop, and I couldn't get it to work for anything. So I literally had to do, I'm sorry, hold on, I'm letting everybody know. All right, we'll get there. It really only takes a few minutes to do this anyway, so we will be there in just a minute. Thank you for letting me know that, Nicole. I purposely looked at it, clicked on Divinity, made sure I was doing it all the right way. It showed me my icon, my business logo, and everything. And I would have never known had you not told me. Everything I'm looking at right now shows me that I'm on my business page. So poor Jamie has no idea where I'm at. Oh my goodness. We'll get there. I am now sure that it is posted in 2 different places, so we'll wait a couple more minutes. But in the meantime, as I was starting to explain, the wonderful thing about pendulum energy healing is that, yeah, you're right. With the technical side of this uh, pendulum healing is that there is no time or space with it. So even if nobody made it to this live, the wonderful thing about it is they could watch this video back an hour from now or even tomorrow, and it would still work for them perfectly, just like Reiki or any other type of energy healing. So that's what I love about it so much. And the great thing is if you guys get the full benefit of this and say money problems hit a month from now, a year from now, and you really still start struggling, or God forbid you go through a divorce or a bad business decision, or a partner steals money from you, you might really struggle with money and it taints the whole idea or your belief system in money again. All you have to do is go through this process all over again, through the video if you still had the video, or through somebody else's video. It wouldn't matter if it was live or through the video, and it would have the same exact effect on you all over again. So you do not have to do it live. It doesn't matter if it is, today, tomorrow, 20 years from now. Everything works exactly the same in time and space. So that's the exciting thing about this, is that I'm not worried the least bit if somebody misses this tonight, because they can still watch it tomorrow. But I'm hoping that everybody finds their way to it and is able to watch it live, just so that we can all have the experience together. So hopefully we do, but if not, it's okay. But basically, just to give you an idea of what I am doing what they call transcendental dowsing. And that is a form of energy healing with a pendulum. And you can use almost any kind of a pendulum, but I'm using what they call a brass Isis pendulum. And it's called an Isis. And an Isis one is metal. This one is brass. And it is cylindrical with these different cylindrical shafts, I guess, cut out of it down the side. And those little cylinders cut down actually help make the energy go around in a circle all the way down. It's up to you, Jen. You do not need to get one for this process. In this video, I'm actually doing the healing for everybody just while they watch. So by the time you are finished watching this video, the healing will be done for you. But it's up to you if you'd like to do further healing for yourself in the future. And I learned this through a course that I was taking, and I have just been hooked on pendulum healing and what they call dowsing. Now, there's two different types of dowsing. There's dowsing with a pendulum, and then there's dowsing through, excuse me, I'm shaking you a little bit here, and I'm doing that on purpose, trying to fix my laptop. And then there's dowsing with the rods that you've heard of, where some psychics and mediums use the dowsing rods, and that's an ancient way of trying to find water and other forms of energy. But this particular type of dowsing is to use pendulums to hone the energy to a particular area, to use that energy for a particular type of healing, or to use that energy to focus it for a particular purpose. And for tonight's purpose, we're doing that to heal your belief system and release blockages or hooks or things that have gotten into your conscious or subconscious about money and finances, abundance and wealth. And so you may not have even realized how much money has taken an effect on you throughout your present life. Everything that, yay, you found me, Celeste. I apologize. It was brought to my attention that we got mixed up on from one page to the other, so I really do apologize for that, guys. As I explained, I purposely went into the business page and I didn't even realize that I wasn't there, so I am sorry for that. But anyway, I was just explaining how transcendental dowsing works, and through your lifetime, from a very small age, you are imprinted with different belief systems about money, from everything from how your parents purchase things from you, whether they tell you yes or no when they buy you things when you ask for something, to how they react when you ask for that item. If they seem pained about it because they can't buy it for you because they don't have money, if they get aggravated, they look frustrated, or if you see how they react when they go to pay bills, if they look frustrated or agitated because they don't have enough money to pay the bills, or if you see how they react to somebody that asks them for money, if they're lending it to somebody. So it really can have a lasting effect, and we don't even realize when we're saying things in front of our children how deeply that affects them, because they just walk away and it doesn't seem to have an effect on them, but it really does plant a seed in the back of their mind. And over time, the way we teach them to save money, whether we teach them to put a percentage of their allowance aside, how we teach them to save in their piggy bank, if we just show them to pick up coins as they're passing on the street in the parking lot, or if we, pass over it and act like that coin has no value, all those little things make an imprint in the back of our minds as to whether there's a value to that coin. Some people think coins have no value anymore, that a penny doesn't matter. Other people think that pennies are extremely valuable. So, and not that any one person is right or wrong, because, money only has the value to it that you put to it. But that's the point that I'm trying to make, that each one of those things really does, over time, start to make a dent in your psyche as to how you respond and react when a problem comes up with money or a victory comes up with money. And then when you have a real trauma, that determines how you respond in the face of that trauma. So I have had, like many people, gone through many, many traumas. It all started in my early adulthood. with my first marriage, and then got worse with my second marriage, and then even got worse as I became physically disabled with chronic health issues. And it just seemed to, like many people, start to just hit me when you're down, and you just keep getting knocked down and knocked down. And that really tends to take a toll on you, and you start to look at money in a completely different way than you did prior to that trauma. So you don't even realize how it starts to just mount and mount and mount in your body, and anxiety starts to set in, and before you know it, it can start to display itself in physical ailments. And when I realized just how much money was starting to affect me is when I started to realize that I started to exhibit anxiety when I had to pay the bills, or when I started realizing that paycheck to paycheck meant at times being in the negative, and then I started to have a little skip a heartbeat kind of moment, and I could feel that physically. And so when I started to do the transcendental dowsing course, and my teacher did this video, and I was just watching this video from a student standpoint. I sat down to take this course. I didn't expect to receive anything on the other end. I was just taking notes. And when this happened, from the standpoint of watching the video, all of a sudden, I felt something physically as I was just watching it. And I was shocked. I didn't expect anything to happen. But I literally felt a relief in my chest, where I felt like it felt like something started to open up, and it felt like I could breathe more, and I was really shocked because I didn't expect that. And when I put that two and two together, that this was the relief of that blockage opening up that she was releasing within me, I realized the extent of just how much that blockage was taking a toll on me physically. So once I started to put that together and associate that, then I started to realize that it was also affecting me in my head, because then I started to feel the tension lift right here. And you can actually see that I carry a lot of tension here, because that's where I'm starting to get some wrinkles. And I always frown right here. I don't realize that I do it. People always ask me, what's wrong? What am I thinking about? Why am I worrying? And I don't even realize that I'm doing it. I just naturally carry a lot of tension right here. And that really literally lifted up and relaxed while I was listening to this video. I can't promise that you're going to have the same effect with this. It all really is determined by how much your body has reacted to money and your belief system, and what all you've gone through in your life with money, and how it's set into your body physically. It's going to have some effect on you. You just may not feel it physically right now, but it will have some effect. And over the next few days after you watch this video, I'd like you to stop and pay attention to whether or not you start to see things improve financially, whether or not you just happen to start to manifest little things that, and don't be unrealistic, like don't expect to win the lottery or anything, maybe a scratch off ticket for a couple bucks. Those little things really do add up, and you have to be open to those little things for them to add up to the big things. But yeah, I mean, you might find a quarter on the street and then get that $2 scratch off ticket, and then you might actually get a little refund check from your insurance company where you overpaid a couple dollars. Little things like that they call manifesting. And I want you to just be more aware and see if, oh my gosh, yeah, there are a few things happening here that don't normally happen for me. Because now all of a sudden you're opening up after this healing. It's going to open up your flow of abundance to allow those things to start happening for you again. You literally, because of these blockages and the way you look at money and the way you've closed yourself off to money over the years, which is built up over time, have probably closed yourself off to that flow of abundance. Not everybody has, but most people have. And by clearing these blockages, clearing those ties of negativity, those negative energies around money and the way you look at money, you will actually have closed down the ability to manifest positive energy about money. And we're going to clear a lot of that today, so I want you to be more aware of any new flow that starts to come in of abundance, wealth. Now, primarily we're talking about money here, but it can also be in self-enrichment. It can be in wealth and abundance in other areas, things that make you happy, things that you normally wouldn't necessarily think of, but they do go hand in hand with your happiness, your wealth, and abundance. So just pay attention to those things and see just how much more open to those things you are and how it starts coming in. Now, if those things don't seem to be more open and aren't coming in, then it probably means that you have a little bit more work to do. And if that's the case, please you're welcome to inbox me and ask me, and we can look at those things and see what you might need to still work on. Or you can meditate on it. You can meditate on it, pray about it, look inward, because you may already be able to identify some things that you think you might still need to do. Some of these things are also subconscious. They could go further back into your childhood. They could go even back into past lives. You may need to explore your past lives more. I see several more of you have joined. I apologize if you couldn't find me sooner. I was explaining before, I'm not going to go back into it too much more, but please, if you're just joining, we haven't started the actual healing. I was just explaining it. When this is over, you can start back at the beginning to listen to the explanation and just replay it, and it'll explain everything, but you haven't missed the actual healing process yet. So I'm going to keep going, but please go ahead and listen to that back when we're finished with it. So anyway, if you don't notice over the next few days actual flow of more abundance and wealth coming in, just kind of stop and ask yourself, what might I need to do more work? You might need to do a little more dowsing. And at that point, Jen, what you were asking about getting a pendulum yourself, you can do the things that you just saw me do, or you will have just seen me do, to do some more of that. You can look it up on the internet. There are some very inexpensive classes like on Udemy, or even some free ones online. There's videos on YouTube that you can look at to show you how to do this for yourself. But you can also do some past life work around money. Oh, really, Nicole? Okay. Okay, well, if I don't see your comments here when I'm done, I'll go back and look at any comments that I might have missed, and I'll answer any questions that I see then that didn't pop up here now, in case there's any questions that didn't get answered. Okay. But anyway, with that being said, what I would like to do is explain, as I was explaining before a few of you came on, you're going to see me reading off my notes. Normally I don't do this with my readings, but this doesn't take very long, but there's a lot that I want to make sure I don't miss. So in order to make sure everything gets healed, you're going to see me looking down a lot and reading, and I apologize for that, but that's just to make sure that nothing gets missed, because it's that important. So if it sounds like I'm reading, I am, and I apologize in advance, but I'm just going to go with that. It says here, our goal tonight is to make sure that we change the issues that we may have around money, our love-hate relationships, and the negative or non-beneficial energies that we may have with our finances, money, and abundance. We may have a distorted view or belief system around money that can be from this lifetime or past lifetimes, and it may be conscious or subconscious, but there is a way that we can change those energies without having to know what they are, and that is through transcendental dowsing, otherwise called pendulum healing. Money can only have as much power as we give it, and power is energy. Money can only have as much energy over you as you give it, and transcendental dowsing is a form of energy. It's a form of energy healing. So if power and energy are one, and transcendental dowsing is the healing of energy, then we can actually heal the power or money by healing the energy that you give it, by changing the negative energy to a positive. We actually give money its energy. So until it's just a piece of paper, until then it's just a piece of paper. We need to clear that power, that energy, so that it can flow easily. Flow in and out easily, like air, like water, and like the energy that it is, in and out of our bank accounts. So if you are willing and you want to do this with me to have a healthier, better, peaceful relationship with your money, please do this. Now you can state this in your mind or out loud if you're able to, but you don't have to. This is setting your intention to accept the healing. If you can, say, I am open, willing, ready to receive the healing and clearing energy and assistance with my finances, abundance, wealth, and success. I am ready for whatever changes are needed to be made. Please help me. So with that said, and if you didn't word it perfectly, that's fine. It's just setting the intention for the energy, setting the intention for the universe to give you the healing that you want. And with that said, I am going to ask the universe, our guides, if there is anything. Now you're only going to be able to see part of that, and that's okay. I just need to ask for permission to do this before I do it. Is there anything that I need to know about clearing this energy around money before I do it? Good. And they said that no, there is not, which basically gives me the permission to go ahead and do this healing for you guys. Now, before I do it, I just want to explain that the intention of doing this is not to get everybody rich. It is to get us to a place of neutrality where everybody is happy with money. It's not to make millions. It's to basically be where we are happy and safe, where we have a safe sense of security with our money. So we don't want to be. Some people may want to be rich and have millions and billions, but then you can create a whole nother set of problems where you then worry about how you're going to spend that money. You worry about who's going to be always coming after your money. It can cause a whole nother kind of hatred for your money. If you don't have enough, then of course you know you have problems with money. But if you have that middle ground, that nice safe amount where you never have to worry about money, that's our goal, and that's what I'm going for here, and I'll explain that as we go. But I am going to now call upon all and any divine heavenly beings that are willing and able, and now you're not going to be able to see the whole bottom of the pendulum here, but you're going to see that in the beginning it's going to turn counterclockwise. That is, we always start with a negative, taking out the bad. Counterclockwise is the direction it turns to remove the negative, bad energy, removing whatever bad things that we want around this topic, this issue. Then we need to replace it afterwards with something positive and good, and I'll explain that as we go. But this is actually getting into the heart of the healing, but I just wanted to explain because you won't be able to see what it's actually doing. But I'm calling upon all the divine heavenly beings that are willing and able to help us now with this healing and clearing. Our angels, our guides, specifically Archangel Raphael, the healer, Jesus Christ, the source, Lord God, my guardian angels and my spirit guides, all of our guides and our angels that are present, and any of our ancestors, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raziel, the alchemist, Archangel Shamuel, the finder of all things, and any other heavenly beings that want to help and are able to help us with this healing. And please feel free to call on anybody that you believe in, that you wish to help us, assist us with this, and also feel free to leave out any and ask to leave out anybody that you do not believe in. This is your healing and you can make it about you. I'm just calling upon those that I believe and know that can help us with this. We ask any of you that want to and are able to help us and assist us with this healing. Please help us now prepare this healing by clearing any negative energies that are held around money and that we need to help us, that sell us an illusion and that tell us that money brings us happiness. And I pause for a moment now to give it a chance to start turning counterclockwise. Okay, and now that it's starting to go, I say, we ask the help to remove any negative energies that tell us that money is everything, to remove the greed, the selfishness, the possessiveness, the power, the obsession, and as it goes, it'll pick up speed every time I ask it more. We ask that it all be removed and cleared once and for all, for everyone that is here watching now and everyone that watches this video later. We don't want to worry about money or finances. We don't want fretting. We don't want to be anxious about money or anything related to finances or our needs being met. That's not beneficial, and it's a total waste of our time and energy. It causes stress for the body and physical symptoms. We ask for all those negative money messages to be uprooted and pulled from our subconscious and from our consciousness, from cells, from each individual cell in our body and for each individual person that is here watching. We ask to have every single one of them removed at this moment. We no longer need this energy. It's just a stumbling block. Remove it once and for all from the past, from all past lives, present and future. We're asking all these money demons, all these money negativities, all these money non-beneficial energies, we're asking it all to be transmuted and completely taken away from our conscious and subconscious, and that it all be cleaned out of our body. And while it's finishing up its job, I'll just explain, as I started to say a minute ago, I gotta switch this so my hand doesn't kill. This has to finish completely on its own or it won't work. As it slows, it will go to a point where it starts going back and forth, straight back and forth, and then it's finishing sending its energy. As I mentioned before, we're taking out the negative, and as it removes all the negative energy in that space, it's kind of like leaving a void of that energy, of where that energy was. And now we need to replace it with something positive. And once we do that, we'll be finished. So I'm going to do that as soon as this finishes its sending, or removing, I guess you would say. It's doing its command. But we're almost finished. But yes, my arms get tired. And I haven't seen any comments coming across in a while, so yes, I will double check those comments and answer any questions that you may have had. And I think that about finishes it. I tap the bottom to let it know it's finished. I thank those heavenly beings that helped us with that. And I thank the energy and the universe for assisting us. And now we go into our positive side of this. All right, let's see. All right. So, once again, we call upon all of our heavenly divine beings, and like I said before, please feel free to call upon anyone that you believe in, if that be for you Buddha, or it could be a mythological creature, anyone that you believe in. For me personally, it's Jesus and God, but if that is not who for you, that is absolutely fine. Please do not feel like you need to put them in the mix. You can actually ask to leave them out. But I am going to say their names. So once again, we call upon our heavenly divine beings and ask for their loving guidance and assistance in this healing. My guardian angels and my spirit guides, all of your guardian angels and guides that are present with us, our ancestors that are present, our archangels, more specifically, Archangel Michael, our protector, Archangel Raphael, the healer, Raziel, the alchemist, Merlin, Shamuel, the finder of all resources, the source, God, Jesus Christ, and anyone else that is willing and able to help us and assist us with this healing and clearing. Please do so now. We are going now to replace the negative with the positive and fill it with good. We ask our heavenly divine guides to help generate energy now in a clockwise circle to start the positive healing replacement. I'll give it a second to start going in a positive. Hi, Andriana. I see you found us. Please don't hesitate once we're finished to start the video over and watch it from the beginning. You'll still get the full effects of the healing. We ask that everyone watching receive money and spend it frugally but not stingily, and to know and understand and want to do with their money, to know what to do with their money, and that it have positive energy and not to be possessive or obsessive about it, and to know that it is something to smile about because it can do so much good. To know that money is not evil, that money can be something that we can do good with for this world. We ask to fill this void with positive energy of abundance and success that flows freely back into us and our bank accounts. Help us find that good flow to that level of neutrality that I talked about before, where we never want for anything, where we're not overly rich, but we do not have to fear of where or how our needs are going to be met. where we feel content and happy without being overly wealthy and begin to feel the temptations of the greed and overabundance, but where we feel safe and secure and content in all means of having our needs met and all of the needs of our family and loved ones always met. I am programming for all this positive energy for everyone watching to receive plenty of funds and money, abundance and wealth, and opportunities to be flowing to people, their people, and in turn people to do wonderful things for the planet. Some of these people may recycle, some may donate large amounts of money to worthy charities, or invest their money to worthy causes, or invest large amounts of time to worthy physical charities, but lots of the energy and money are going to be spent in return for this wealth, in exchange for the ebb and the flow of this money. There are many, many ways that this money can be changed to save and change the world in a positive way. Help people open their arms and their bank accounts to be receiving to the money on a consistent basis and letting it flow, thriftily spending it wisely, and always having plenty. The goal is to always be able to reach into their pocket or wallet or purse, and no matter what they want to buy, there's always enough left over. They're not stressing, not worrying, or disappointed that they can't buy what they want. No anxiety, no stress at all whatsoever around money. That there's actual anticipation for the money that is coming, and that the way that they're going to get to spend that money to benefit themselves and the rest of the planet. That they're going to share it with others. We're asking for this energy between possessiveness and anticipation to be neutralized, to be expected, and for people to expect this money to flow into their bank accounts freely and to be able to be freely spent on positive things without fear or anxiety of negative repercussions. So it is, so it is, and so it is. Okay, sorry I couldn't interrupt. I had to finish that. But I see you, Tosh, and I see everybody that just came in. Thank you for coming in. I had to finish what I was saying. And now as the pendulum is going to finish its formation, it will finish sending all that positive energy and commands, filling the negative that we had already taken out about our negative beliefs around our belief systems about money. Which means we're almost finished. So if you did just join us, I ask that you go back and watch the video when we're finished so that you completely understand what was done here. But basically we just removed, and if you go back and watch from the beginning, you will be able to remove any negative energy and blockages that you may have in your body, consciously and subconsciously, that are seated around money and finances and abundance, which is supposed to open you up to new flow for abundance and open you up to positive belief systems around money and flow to help you be more successful. And I think that is it. So we thank all the angels and beings that helped us with that. And I want to thank everybody that joined us. And as I mentioned before, in the next few days, please be looking out for any changes. Also, if you have any memories that surface around money that you think may seem kind of odd, those are memories that are now being released from your subconscious that need to be released. That's part of the healing process. You may be like, what? What's that coming from? It might even be a dream that you have. It might be something that surfaces about your parents or your parents' divorce or something, some kind of argument they had, or something from your divorce or an argument you had. That's okay. It may be kind of tough to deal with or see or feel again. Just honor it. Listen to it. Listen to what it's telling you and let it go. It might be good to write it down and tear it up and throw it away, or even burn it safely in a candle or in the fireplace. Let all that go. Let it out. All of that is safe to release. It's all part of the process. And like I said, if you need to, if you feel like things aren't working and you don't feel any more flow or abundance opening up and happening after this, then go inward and meditate a little bit and see if there's more work that needs to be done. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to inbox me or, comment on this thread or whatever you need to ask me. Maybe we need to do a past life card reading. Maybe you need to meditate. Ask your guides to open you up to some dream work or something about what more you need to do. Or get yourself a pendulum and ask some questions or do some energy work around it yourself. But there's lots of things you can do. But if you need to, watch the video again, and you can do this a couple more times, and it might help more. Well, actually, it will help more each time you do it. So you can try that again as well. So I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to go back and see if I missed any questions. Again, I apologize if you didn't find me right away in the first place. But thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I really am you're welcome. Thank you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing of any success stories. So please don't hesitate to share your stories if you guys get some kind of manifestation of wealth, some kind of check comes in the mail or something. Please share those successes with us, because that's going to kind of excite everybody and spur us on. Even if you find like a $50 on the street somewhere, that's really cool. Who finds a $50 somewhere? So let us know, okay? I hope you guys all the success. I love you guys, and I love, love, love hearing you guys be successful. So you have a wonderful evening. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much. Bye.